Hi, my name is Madelin. I'm supposed to share my wisdom with all of you and things that I have learned and all my experience. So I have to do it if I want to name my project. So I'm gonna try to give you advice but I suck at it. So please don't judge me. And yeah, and my first advice is don't use the N word. So my first advice is the N word doesn't mean what you think it really means. So when I came to the United States, I didn't know that much of English, and I didn't know most of the common words. But a word that I heard a lot it was the N word. And in El Salvador, I said it once or twice, but I didn't know what it really means. But now that I know what it really means, I stopped saying it. And also, it's like the school, when I came to school, they changed my perspective about that word. So, and also, because I'm really curious, I searched on that word, well, the N word in Google, and what I found shocked me a little bit. The definition that I found, and I quote, is the N word carries with it much of the hatred and disgust directed toward Black Africans and African Americans. Historically, the N word defined, limited, and made fun of and ridicule all blacks. It was a term of exclusion, a verbal reason for discrimination, whether used as a noun, a verb, or adjective. It's strained the stereotype of the lazy, stupid, dirty, worthless nobody. No other American surname carries as much purposeful cruelty. So, and the worst thing about this word is that many people say it, and I wonder if they really know what it really means. And if they know what it really means, they don't really care. But now that I know, I have just stopped saying it. That word doesn't belong in my vocabulary. So, okay. And my next advice is like, don't assume that nobody's going to understand what you say in your language. So, like, US is very diverse. So is our school PCA. Like, a student from many countries come here, and they usually like speak other language and not English. So don't assume that no, if you say something about people, don't assume that they're not going to understand what you're saying because they might speak that language. And that happened to me like last year in my physics class. I finished my classwork before my classmates, and I was like doing another stuff, and there was these three girls. They were like having a conversation about me, and I understood what they were saying because it's in Spanish, and like I was born and raised in El Salvador, where everybody speaks Spanish, and I think they didn't know that. So yeah, please don't do that. Don't talk about people, say mean things about people in your language because you think they're not going to understand because they might. Okay. So my other advice is don't repeat all the bad word for certain language. Okay, I'm not going to be hypocrite and say that I don't swear because I swear sometimes, but uh, you don't have to use like words that people teach you in their language. It's like, please don't, if you have learned a word, a bad word in certain language, don't repeat it. I mean, I know that bad words are the first words that you learn in another language, but isn't all like enough bad word in English? Like I know you might have a lot of bad words, so please don't repeat bad words in other languages. And another point, so teachers are your best friends. Uh, Teachers are your best friends. Uh, Teachers might sometimes make you mad, but they're always there to help you. So last year I was a freshman and I didn't know anything about English, like anything. Well, I can say hello and I'm sorry and excuse me, but just there. And but my teacher from last year, my English teacher, she always pushed me like to speak in English, and I sometimes I got frustrated, but I try to do it because I knew that if I at least try, she will be proud of me, and also I'm not good at math, so my math teacher they always help me, like if I needed like helping in a problem or if I didn't do a homework, they explain me to understand it even after school. So yeah, if you need help, teachers are your best resource. Okay, and please don't do this, but if you do, don't get into fight unless it's necessary. I understand that sometimes people like make you can make you mad and you want just to give them a big hug and around the neck, but is it worth it? Is it worth it all the trouble? Is it worth it that I don't know you might get suspended? Is it worth it that your mom is going to ground you? I don't think it does. So think about the consequences first you act, because when you act like right in the moment when you're mad is when you do the best decisions ever. So to just be calm, try to ignore those people. And when I was 15, I got into fights like once or twice, but now I regret it. And now that I think about it, I don't think that it worth it, or like the reason what I did it didn't. And now I realize that those were bad decisions. So if it's not necessary, don't fight. Just calm down and ignore them. Ignore people. If you're mad at them or you just hate them, ignore them. And my next advice is if you don't understand, ask for help. Please ask for help. This is my advice for all the students that their first language is in English. So I understand how you feel. At first, maybe you feel lost and you're begging for like to find someone to speak your language, or at least have a friend or at least someone to talk to. But don't feel shy. Don't worry, everything is going to be better. If you ask for help, maybe a teacher, they know a lot of students that they might like speak your own language. When I came to Phoenix, I didn't speak English, but my teacher did speak English, so it was difficult for me like to understand what they were saying, any indications they were like telling to our students. And I was like, what are they saying? I was like, I felt lost, I felt so awkward, like every time that they wanted me like to say who I am or where I came from. And it was like, I'm Madelin. I'm from El Salvador. I don't know. I felt so lost. The first week of school, it was the hardest one because I didn't know anything. Like I didn't know like how everything worked. But over time, I learned like how to ask for help to my teachers and also other students. But don't feel shy. Like if you don't understand something, just ask for someone for help. Don't like really don't feel shy. People here understand. They were in your place like me, and now I know a lot of stuff here that I understand English, and that I know the environment here in the school. I'm able to help new students like to integrate to their school and to feel like here is their home. So yeah, these are my wise words. I'm not saying that you should follow them, but my point is that by doing them or not doing some of this, you could avoid trouble and you can integrate you here without changing who you are. So I'm saying goodbye. I hope you enjoy your next year in this soul sucking, exciting environment, confident, crushing, spontaneous, cool, and remember what you learn. And may the force be with you.